It's no face today, just hands. Hello there. So today we're doing something a little bit different. I promised one of my colleagues at work that we're going to, make some nail related stuff because I gifted him some Holo Taco for his birthday and now he doesn't know how to use it. So basically, Sebas, if you're watching this one is specifically for you, okay? Have fun watching. Here's a little ask for you. I did already file down my nails. Just a heads up, I'm not very good at this, okay? So if you want to see someone professional, look for someone else. This is really just a video to show you 5 simple things you can do to make your short nails a little bit more nice, I would say. So today we're going to do 5 different designs on probably my right hand because I'm left-handed. So just to show you everything as good as I can. So just to tell you, all I did before this video was taking my glass nail file. These are way better than the regular ones. And I just filed down my nails. I'm a programmer basically, so I don't really like having long nails altogether. And then I pushed back my cuticles a little bit using one of these tools. Just beware, this end is actually quite sharp, so you have to be careful not to dig into your nail. Focusing is going to be a challenge in this video. Anyway, I kind of hope you can see the nails well. Today I'm going to be doing 5 different designs. So the first one is going to be a multicolored gradient. Then I'm going to be looking into sponging on your special effect top coat polishes because I find that this is a very nice thing to do and it looks very cool and kind of enhances the top coat. Then I'm going to be doing this little dripping design that I do very often and it's actually done with a dotting tool, so it's pretty simple to do. Then I'm gonna do the actual dotting with this kind of 3D effect. I never tried that, I really wanted to try that. And last, I'm going to show you how to do stamping because I find that a lot of people actually struggle with it and I don't understand why. And hopefully this is gonna be helpful. I always like to start off with a base coat. I've been using this one from Catrice. This is their Nail Repair Strengthening Ridge Filler. Just a heads up, my nails are not yellow because I'm a smoker or because of any medical condition. They're just stained because that's kind of what happens when you do your nails very often. I'm going to just apply the base coat to all of my nails. So there's the base coat and now we just let this dry. I find that if you don't let your base coat dry completely, sometimes it happens to me that I have these little bubbles on my nails and I really don't like that because it kind of disrupts the design. I'm going to start off with the gradient technique and I'm going to do it on my thumb. It's a big nail and you're probably going to see it a lot better. So first thing I like to do, because I don't want it to be too messy, is apply something like this. This is from Errol de Young. They don't even sell in Czech Republic anymore, but I have a couple of these. Just, to have a stash. This is the 2-in-1 peel-off base and color stop. The color stop part is important. It's basically like a liquid latex or liquid palisade or what do you call it. And what you do is you just apply this around your nail. So if you do any mess, it is easy to peel off then and you don't have to clean up with a Q-tip or anything. If you don't have this, there's not really anything you can do to substitute it, I think. So you will just probably have to take a Q-tip at the end of this and, just clean up normally. You should wait until it dries. Now, to make the gradient, what you need are 3 different shades of a polish. I'm gonna be using these 3. I kind of wanted to go for this chocolatey gradient. We do have 2 Holo Taco cremes and 1 Essence creme. Those are essentially my 2 favorite brands for nail polish. So you can do this with any colors you want. You can do 3, you can do 4, you can do 2, however you want. And then you're going to need one of these makeup sponges. But they are not really that difficult to get a hold of and you can kind of reuse them by just clipping off the pieces you already used. I'm going to pick a side where I want to do the gradient. I'm gonna take this edge so we can dab it like that. Now I probably want the top to be the lightest and the bottom to be the darkest, so I'm going to take the shade from Essence, the darkest brown, and I'm just going to prep the sponge. So I'm gonna do a nice stripe of the brown at the bottom. Then I'm gonna take the magical Mustache shade and I'm going to do a stripe above that, and last I'm going to take this shade right here. So this looks delicious. And you can kind of go back and forth until you blend all the colors as much as you want. And let's just try how this looks, okay? So I'm gonna take my thumb and I'm just gonna kind of place it on the side so I can see where's what. And I'm gonna just start dabbing. Okay, now you see why we needed the liquid palisade. And don't worry about it, this is just how it's going to look for a minute, you know. You need to layer this because it's, you know, obviously not going to look great the first time around. So now we're just basically going to repeat this to get as good of a gradient as we can. So you want to let it dry a little bit in between the different tries, but you don't really have to let it dry like 100%, I think. At least to me, it never really made all that much difference. Okay, and I'm starting to get the gist that this is actually quite a nice nail. I'm gonna grab my tweezers and I will just peel off the liquid palisade if it... Yeah, it's a little problematic sometimes, so... Yeah, it's not looking the worst. I actually think I quite like that. So it's not perfect, but it is quite a nice gradient. So it is a little bit sloppy, but you can clearly see the gradient. So I'm just going to put a top coat on that and we'll be good. Now we're going to move on to our second design, which is going to be sponging on a top coat. We'll first apply this shade, and then as my top coat, I'm going to use the Lunar Unicorn Skin, which is a beautiful top coat. The camera's not going to pick up the magic that's happening here, but it's fine. So I'm going to start off with applying 1 or 2 layers of this shade right here. Alright, so in the meantime, I decided to prep all different styles that we're gonna do, because for every one of these 4 fingers, we need like a base color. So I did a little bit of that base color, and now we're going to move on to the first nail, which is the stamping top coat. Either I will apply like a regular layer and then just layer the top with a sponge, so I get like this little gradient, or I just sponge the whole thing. Because I want to keep it simple today, we're just going to sponge on the whole thing. So I'll take my trusty gradient sponge again. I will turn it around and I'll just use this edge to sponge on the top coat. So again, I will take the polish, I will put it on the sponge in like a nice thick-ish layer. But now I'm just literally going to take the sponge and I'm gonna go right in. As you can see, I do have like this quite even layer of the top coat. And now, depending on if you like that or not, you can either add more or just kind of leave it as it is. I am going to add a little bit more, I think. It shows the property of the top coat way better than just using the brush. Third finger we're gonna do is going to be the dripping design. So I need my dotting tool. It's one of these. You have like 2 different ends. One is bigger, one is smaller. And you can use it for all different kinds of things. One thing people use it for is, of course, dotting, which we're gonna get to in a minute. But today I'm going to use it to create like this cool, like hollow dripping thing. I'm going to take my dotting tool. I like to take the thicker end because I find it a little bit easier to work with. I dip it in. And then I just kind of draw like a line across the top of the finger. So you don't have to be like overly precise with this, but you know, just kind of make sure that you're covering the top of the nail, like you kind of, you know, dipped it in something. And then I'm going to pick up more and I'll do the little drips. So I'll start off with a dot, and you kind of need more polish for this. You're gonna take a dot and then kind of drag it up. See, and we got a little drip. And here I'm gonna take a dot again and I'm gonna drag it up a little bit, so it's like, so it really looks like a drip. And that's kind of it, actually. All you have to do is just like draw the line and then draw the little drips and you're pretty much good. But this is how it looks like. This is kind of what it looks like. So you have these like drips down your nail. And you can do 2, you can do 3, you can do 1. One downside to this style is that it is a little bit like thicker than the rest of the nail. So you kind of have these little bumps. But I don't find it annoying. It's just something, you know, to mind that it's going to be like a little bit thicker than you would have with other nail designs. It also dries a little bit longer than the other designs. It's kind of to be expected because you're using more polish on like a small area. So now we can move on to the 4th design. Now what we're going to do is the dotting, which I'm not very good at, but I'm very excited to give it a shot. You can do it very simple. You can just take some polish and make dots with this and be good. But what I want to try today is kind of like this 3D design where you use a lighter color on the bottom and then like a darker color at the top. I never did this before, so it could look like real garbage, but maybe it's gonna be good. There's not a lot of polish in this, is there? Okay, we got like 4 dots. It's not the best thing I've ever done, but you know. Then I'm gonna clean off my dotting tool with a little bit of nail polish remover, and I'm going to let these little dots dry. And then we're gonna go in with the orange one. In the meantime, I will just apply top coat to my little dripping design. Now I'm going to take my orange polish and I'm going to try and make the dots at like one part of the white dot. Like this? Does that work? I don't think that really works. Oh my god, it's spelling, oh no. This is a little bit tougher than I actually anticipated. I'm gonna switch back to the big one, maybe it's gonna be better. I mean, it kind of has the 3D vibe I wanted it to have, but at the same time, it kind of looks like a mess. So, I'm not sure what I think now. All I know is that I have nail polish literally everywhere. Oh, okay, that was a little bit of a fail, but need to have like enough saturation on the thing, so that's what makes it difficult. And yeah, also these are gonna be like thick. Yeah, like it sort of has like the retro vibe I wanted it to have, but damn, it's a little sloppy. That's the dotting. So we have to let this dry clearly because it's super thick. And now we're gonna move on to the last design, which is stamping. I don't know why I picked my little finger to do this, but it's gonna be fine. So again, I applied my little color stop around the finger. So I'm going to take my Essence stamping kit. It is actually very good. I like it a lot. I'm not sure if they still sell it, but what you get is this little, like the stamping thing, and you also have this like spatula-ish thing to spread the polish over your stamping plate. I have this one from Essence with like these random things, so we might do like a llama or something. And then I have like this one from AliExpress, which has these like nice patterns all over it. I started with a white base on my little finger, which means that now I will have to go in with the black. I'm going to take a bit of that, then spread it over the pattern that I actually want to use, which in this case is this little circle. Now, because I'm working with one of my smallest, actually my smallest fingernail, I don't need to worry about that too much. Then I will take this little spatula and apply a little bit of pressure. Then I take my little stamper. I pushed pretty hard on it. And as you can see, this did not work at all. What's up? This is weird. Now, there are different reasons for this. I'm going to clean off the stamping thing. Maybe it's a little bit dirty. And I'm also going to clean off the plate because it is possible that I used it before and it wasn't really working all that well. So, you know, always make sure that you are cleaning your stamping devices. And I will shake the polish again, just to be sure. I'm going to again apply polish. I'm going to put on a little bit more. Maybe it was like under saturated. Again, scrape it down. And this actually looks a lot better. So now I will just take my finger, make sure that I center the little spiral where I want it, and I'll just stamp it down. And there you go. It's super simple. I do not know how are people struggling with this so much, but maybe it's just a bad stamping set or something. There we go. We have this like little psychedelic pattern, which I really like. But because we're not done with the stamping, we cannot remove the liquid palisade yet. So I'm going to switch up my stamping plates. I'm gonna take this one now, and here we have the little llama. For the llama, I actually have this like pink polish, so I'll take that. As you can see, this is actually dry now, which is great. So I'm gonna shake the pink polish. And here I have to be very careful because these designs are very small. So you don't want to go like too overboard and, you know, like stamp two things at once. I'll take other side of my little scraper. Pick up the llama, hopefully. And there we go. Oh my god, do you see that? It's a llama. It's a pink llama. And now I just have to place it, which is really hard. I cannot see. And it's invisible. That did not really work. These designs have like a really thin lining, so you cannot really see them. But yeah, the psychedelic thing is still pretty cool. There is a pink llama on top, but you cannot really see it, so yeah, that's fine. That was a fail. Hopefully it showed you how to stamp at least a little bit. Okay, let me try to do the mustache. It's not like I'm gonna keep these nails for a long time, so we got the mustache. Maybe it's gonna be a bit better. No, you cannot really see that, no. I mean, you can see that there's something, but you cannot see that it's a mustache. So now I'll just take my top coat again, and I will just apply it to the nails where I couldn't do it yet. There's that. It does help, but if you go too low, nothing's gonna help you. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of the nail polish remover and just go in town. This is our finished hand. Here are all the nails. Here we have the gradient, which did actually turn out quite well. Then we have the stamped on top coat, which does look really nice. Then we have the dripping nail, which is one of my favorite designs altogether. I really like doing that. Then we have these like retro dots. Actually, these two top ones look pretty good. The rest looks kind of shit, but these two top ones look really good. And then we have our little psychedelic pink experiment, which essentially looks like garbage. Because of all the pink mess that we did there. You know what? It's fine. Listen, is it my best work? No, not at all. But I think you kind of get the gist of how, you know, what can you do with your nails? I have really short nails and I plan on keeping it that way. So I don't really want to grow them out and have like super long nails. They're going to be annoying for me, but I still want something cute on them, right? So those are 5 things you can do with your short nails. You can do it with any nails, really. You can do it with long nails. You can do it with any nails. If you mess up, well, then you mess up. It's fine, okay? It's just nails. Don't worry about it too much. It's not the end of the world, is it? I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different. I'm sorry for the unfocused camera. It's just really hard to set this up. Kudos to everyone who does nail videos, because this is like borderline impossible. And that is it. So thank you very much for watching. Consider subscribing, and if you want to see more videos where I do my nails, well, I don't have a playlist yet, but I'll make it, and there's gonna be this one video probably, I guess. Yeah, see ya.